Okay, so I kind of wanted to make this video because I see way too many people saying just like misinformed things, like they don't know what they're talking about when it comes to like depression and suicide and everything. So I kind of wanted to make this video just to kind of talk about that because I've seen people be like, say way too many things that are just completely wrong about it. So, yeah, anyways, I guess I'll start with one thing where people think people kill themselves because, oh, someone was mean to you and then you just kill yourself. You're pathetic or whatever. It's just like, that's not how it works. No one just kills themselves just because someone like called them mean names or something. Like there's always something else going on too where they feel like shit and then like someone being shitty to them in this other way just like furthers the want to not be alive anymore. Like there can be so many different things going on to where someone will want to not exist anymore, and people being shitty to them just furthers that want to not be alive anymore. So, like, someone could be like, have friends or family dying, like, sometimes that happens where, like, one after another person that they know is dying. I don't know how common that really is, but, like, it can happen. Like, people would have, like, multiple older relatives dying, like grandparents and stuff, can, like, one could be right after another. Because that does happen where, like, someone dies and then their spouse dies, like, right after them, especially if they're older, and then it just ends up being too hard on them, and then you end up having one death after another there. So it can happen in some cases, or like if there's something like COVID going on, and then a bunch of people are dying from that too. So it's kind of just like, you know, one death after another sort of thing. And so, there's that whole thing. Friends and family and everything like that, or pets dying too. Because, people would probably be like, oh, it's just animal, but like, no, pets can still be like family to you and stuff like that. Or like divorces, or having money problems and stuff, like a bunch of different things can add up, or like, abuse and trauma and PTSD and all this other shit. And like, um, even if it's just like, verbal abuse is still abuse. So even if it's just, oh, it's just words, like, it's still considered abuse to like verbally say horrible things. So, you know, it's still a horrible thing to do. So if someone ends up being depressed or suicidal because of verbal words, like, it's still valid. Like, you shouldn't dismiss them just because other people are being like physically abused. Like, verbal abuse is still abuse. So, like, you never fucking know what someone's going through. So if you just not be a piece of shit, then you know, just don't be a piece of shit to them. Like, you never fucking know what they're going through. Um, and then people always think like, oh, people just kill themselves on a whim or something. Like, I don't know how people can just think like people just decide a life-changing thing. Like, this goes for multiple other things too, where people just like think you just wake up one day and decide this life-changing thing. Like, that's not how it works. Like, this takes time and effort and thought and emotion and energy put into it. A lot of people can take months into planning their suicide, and yeah, it takes months and years for other things to plan too. Like, no one just, I mean, some people, I guess, can get married on a whim, but weddings can, like, if you want to plan your wedding, then, it'll probably take several months, if not maybe even a year to plan. I don't know. I never planned a wedding before, so I don't know, but I know it can take a long time to plan a wedding. So, no, some people can like go on a whim and like elope or whatever, but if you're gonna have a wedding with a bunch of people, then it's gonna take a long time. So it's kind of just like, I guess a wedding's not a very good example, but I mean, I guess some people can just often just, I don't know, if they have access to something that can just kill them right on that spot, then sure, I guess suicide could be on a whim there, but usually I think people just, plan it. Like that seems to be the more common way. So it's just like usually it's not just on a whim and whatever. Um, so it's just like I don't get how people can like think like usually people plan it out and some people there's also different ways with like men and women do it. So like a lot of men, if they have access to firearms, then they will just like shoot themselves, and that's why there's more of a success rate with men doing it in specific places where they can get access to those things. And then for women, a lot of time it'll be like drug overdose sort of thing, and that's like less success rate there. And I guess it's like some people have said that it's because men don't really care if like there's a mess afterwards, and then women are like, hey, I don't want people to like clean up after me when I'm dead. Like, I don't know how true that really is, but I did see people say that too, so I don't know. But like, that's also with like people bringing up suicide statistics between men and women, and it's kind of just like, well, men do it more often, but it's also like, what method are they doing it? Like, what way are they doing it? There's, some ways are going to have more of a success rate in doing it than other ways, and so it's just like, you know, I don't know, but yeah, I just wanted to point out how like you know, people don't seem to get that, like, people don't just kill themselves for nothing, really. There's always some sort of reason behind it, and a lot of times there's multiple reasons and stuff like that. And then also, there is a lot of people who are just like, oh, why don't you just get over it? Just be happy, whatever. And it's just like, that's not how depression works. Depression isn't something you can just get out of. A lot of times it's chemical imbalance of the brain. There's not enough like dopamine and whatever. And that's why people go on depression, but like also antidepressants don't always work, and that's why there's so many different ones. So, you know, it's not always going to work. There's not always a one thing fix all for people, so it's kind of just like you can't expect people to just get out of it and be okay? So, I don't know, I just wanted to talk about some that I've seen, some weird misconceptions, and like people don't fucking understand it. Um, And then also I wanted to do a word of the day slash word of the video sort of thing for this video too, because I did one for another video that I did not that long ago, and then I wanted to do one for this video. And the word for this video is kindness, because we need more kindness in this world. You never know what people are going through, you never know what's happening in their life, so you should always try to be kind. So, yeah. Anyways, I think that'll be it for this video. But yeah, if you have any other misconceptions that you have seen where people just like don't get how depression works or how suicide works, then I don't know, you could comment it down below. But yeah, anyways, I guess that'll be it for this video. So, bye.